Hi everybody and welcome to another video. So for this video it's just gonna be a vlog. I just have a lot of stuff I'm getting done, so I figured just go through my process and talk about what we're going to be doing. So I have to glaze a lot and for those of you who don't know, I'm getting ready for Smaugust, so there's a lot of glazing there. So I can't entirely show you the process because I want to keep it a surprise for the Smaugust thing I'm doing over on my Instagram. So if you're curious, you want to see the results, make sure to check out my Instagram, follow me there. Daily-ish updates for the Smaugust pieces that I'm releasing. And of course, as always, I am going to do a collection launch at the end of August with all these dragon pieces, and so I'll do like a montage like I normally do of all the different processes and how I went about making the different mugs that I made for it. So if you don't feel like joining my Instagram or you don't have an Instagram, you can always wait till the end of August as well, and then you'll get to see a lot of the results and how the pieces turned out. Today in the studio I've got glazing to do, I've got some trimming to do, I have both red and white clay mugs to trim. Unfortunately, the timing didn't work out on that. We had like a huge heat wave for like the last week, and so everything's been drying a lot faster than I was expecting. I was hoping to get the red clay done before the white clay dried, but my white clay dries faster than my red clay, so and the heat wave didn't help, and it kind of dried everything out really fast. So I do need to trim both red and white clay mugs for this Smaugust update. And then I've got handle pulling to do because I need to make sure that I get those drying out so I can attach them at the same dryness. For those of you guys who might be new to my channel, I do use B-Mix, and B-Mix is very finicky and it likes to have the things attached to it to be the same dryness. And so I have to really be careful about like how dry the mug is versus how dry the handle is. So I probably, honestly, if I had had the time, would have done the handles beforehand so they would have been just as dry as the mugs when I went to trim them. But like I said, the heat wave kind of threw everything out of whack, and so yeah. Oh, also comment below if you'd like to know like little hacks and stuff and how I kind of survived the summer months. I did do a video on my YouTube of how I survived the winter months. So if you'd like me to do one on how I survived the summer months in like an air conditioned studio, then I can do that as well. I'm going to do as much work as I can. I've got about 2 or 3 hours to get a lot of this work done, but then the rest of it's probably going to be done this evening, and so I'll also be recording then and showing you what I do and the processes for that. It's like been birthday like season for me. We just have a whole family full of summer birthdays mostly, so that's part of the reason why I was like doing a live last week, because it's like, because we've got my daughter's birthday in June, then we have my son's birthday at the end of July, my mom's birthday at the end of July, my birthday is in August. So yeah, a big family of Leos. You can imagine how well that goes. That's part of the reason why this is a vlog. I would like to do more how-tos, and I will do more how-tos. I just have to find enough time to sit down, record it, be able to edit it and stuff. It's a little easier for me just to do vlogs at the moment with the crazy birthday schedules we got going on. So let's get started. I wanted to check in again and let you know that sometimes, even when you've been doing pottery for a while, things happen. So, I was trying this new shape and I, put like a little impression into the piece. Like you can see it has like the bulge there, and it was a little bit of a struggle to get the thickness right. I did a live where I was kind of trying and testing and seeing what I would need to do to get the piece to do this. And this was the only one that survived. And I spent so long doing the handle. Like, I made one of my twisted branch handles and added like a little leaf rest. And I hadn't gotten to it yet, but there's like a little wire here so you can put like a little dragon and stuff. I was gonna make a little dragon to have hang right here, and I put like branches and blossoms and I was kind of doing this one for fun, but I was like, it's kind of a cute idea. I like the fact that I've kind of been experimenting with changing the actual shapes of the mugs, and so I was really excited about it. And then I just wasn't thinking and I went and grabbed it to pull it out. And yeah, it just broke right there. I didn't realize how dry it was when I went to grab the rim. It cracked. So we're just gonna have to reclaim this. Luckily it's not bisque fired or anything. Although if it had been bisque fired and I grabbed it by the rim, it probably would have been fine. But sometimes you just have those moments where you're like, did I really do that? Anyways, so we have lost a mug, unfortunately, but I guess we'll just try again, right? And I wanted to show it on here too, because like this stuff happens all the time in pottery. Like you'll grab something wrong, or you'll spend so long sculpting and think it's the most beautiful mug ever, and then it has an S crack in the bottom, or the glaze doesn't turn out right, or your luster fire didn't do what it was supposed to. And so it's kind of a frustrating thing about doing pottery, is there are so many things that can happen in the whole process. So 2 hours of work, if not more, just kind of gone. So yeah, don't grab your mugs by the rim if it's getting too dry. Actually, you probably should just not grab your mugs by the rim, period. Anyways, that's a little update. So this is a couple hours later, and I have a lot more work to get done. I have to put handles on the rest of these. This one was a little dry, so I went ahead and put the handle on first. My other pieces were more leather hard, so I was like, oh, they'll be okay if I wait for the handles to dry a little bit. So I've got to finish doing that. Gotta still trim the red mugs, and I found out my handles that I'd pulled dried too fast, and they were all bone dry. So I'm gonna have to re-pull the red handles. And then we've got glazing to do, so it'll probably be a long night. But luckily it is getting a little cooler outside, so my studio should be getting a little cooler soon too. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Please ignore the redness. It's still a little hot in here, even with everything cooling down. It's still a little warm. I think my kiln read 97. Yeah, we had yeah, like I said, we had like a heat wave, and today was like the hottest day out of all of them. I think it got up to like 107, which I mean is not like super hot for like other places, but in the north, where we're used to being super cold, we don't, it's not often where we get into like, you know, past the hundreds. And it does make it a little difficult to work in the studio when, you know, it's 98. But it's all good. Just, you know, ignore the sweating. That's all. So I am going to actually start some glazing. I like to just leave the liner the same so that it's, you know, safer to drink out of. So as you can see, it's getting all over there. And then we'll just pour it out. Oops. And I usually just pour it out into another piece that also is getting the same liner glaze. So, and there we go. All good to go. This glaze and this clay work really, really well together, so I tend to do them a lot. You know, and I'll do different underglazes and different techniques on the red clay, but as far as like what glaze goes on them, I usually tend to do the clear a lot. So, yeah. I actually have some mold growing on my pots. Got some, and it doesn't really hurt the pottery at all. It just happens because I have damp boxes, so they're actually sitting in a damp box, and there's plaster at the bottom of it, and so this generally helps me maintain humidity and temperature and stuff like that. I always forget that the red clay likes to mold if it has a high humidity, high heat in it. So yeah, I just thought you guys might find that interesting. So I've got little molds growing on there. So we got the kiln full of some of the things that I got done glazing, and that's firing. Don't mind the studio helper. And yeah, so I'm just gonna let that go through. It usually takes about 24 hours for it to get to temp and then be able to cool off enough to unload it, because it's kind of a smaller kiln, so I usually don't have to wait too long. Hi everybody. So this is actually the day after. I just was so tired from working in the studio. I ended up working till about midnight, trying to get everything glazed and drying so that I could fire it in the morning. Luckily, you know, luckily and unluckily, it's been pretty hot, so I wasn't really worried about the glazes not having enough time to dry, because yeah, it was still about 97 degrees in here at midnight. It was still pretty hot, so I'm thinking it actually got to higher temperatures than I originally thought earlier in the day, but I was able to get those in the kiln, and those are firing, so those will be ready. And now it's Smaugust, so I actually did my first post over on my Instagram, so if you want to check out how Smaugust works, want to participate, have any questions about that, make sure to check the link below and join my Instagram and kind of see how it all works. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, this little kind of studio vlog, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!